Welcome back. Let's look at the last two items in the arguments that we want to cover here. Unpacking argument list. We've already seen this before. You can use list to unpack a range. So 3, 4, 5 is what you're going to get. If you have argument 3 to 6 like this, you have this range. You can actually input range. Remember, this star here tells you it's a tuple. Okay, so what this will do is that it will unpack that for you into this form here. All right, so that's the beauty of using range, especially when you have numeric input like this. And also, the next thing I want to cover is lambda expression. Lambda expression is a little bit like function, except that it's very compact. If you write square root using the define function, it will look like this. But if you're using lambda, it will look like this. So you have lambda, the two so-called parameters or arguments, m, n, colon, tells the program or tells Python this is the beginning of the definition of the function. So it's m times bracket 1 over n. Well, I don't know if this is necessarily square root per se. It should be to the power. And that's more like it. Okay, so and nevertheless, what this is actually saying, lambda is you have two keyword arguments, and then you have the definition of the so-called function itself, and then store the value into square root. But in this case, because this is actually a function, we have just defined a function. So square root of 4 over 2 is 2. Okay, so this is 4 to the power 1 over 2, which is actually square root. Okay, and the other way to define this is actually use define square root underscore function, and you're doing it this way. That's the normal way you define it, and then you're going to get the same result. So that's really what I want to cover to round up arguments as well as lambda expressions. When we come back, we're going to move on to document strings and a few other key things.